Alright, here's our quick review on how to find slope and the y-intercept from a table, and then how to use those to write the equation. So if you remember that our slope is our m, which is our rise over our run. Okay, and our rise is our change in our y values. That triangle right there just means change. So it's the way that our y values change, and the way that our x values change would be our run. So our slope is hopefully going to end up being a fraction with a number on top and a number on bottom. So let's do our y's first. How are our y's changing? Well, to get from 7 to 9, I'm adding 2. From 9 to 11, I'm adding 2 again. This looks like a pattern. Hopefully this will continue. And 11 to 3 is also 2. So my slope on top is going to have a 2, because that's how my y values are changing. So then we check our x values. From 2 to 3, I'm increasing by 1. 3 to 4, I'm increasing by 1. 4 to 5, I'm increasing by 1. Now notice I didn't just assume they all matched. Have you guys ever seen a graph where it said 2, 3, 5, 7, and then they weren't all in perfect order? We want to make sure that we definitely check every time, because the people who make these tables sometimes like to trick us. Okay, so the slope of this line is 2 over 1. Now we know that 2 over 1 can reduce to just big 2. So in this case our slope would be 2. The next thing we want to look at is the y-intercept. So if you don't remember, the y-intercept is when the x value is 0. So we're going to have to go backwards and find 1, and then go backwards again and find 0. So in order to go backwards, I'm having to minus 1. Okay, so to go this way, I'm going to have to take 7 minus 2, which is 5. Then I'm going to take 5 minus 2, which is 3. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for this value of 0, 3. Now I can't use all of that in my equation, but that is the y-intercept. If I were to graph that, that would be on the y-axis. Okay? So how can I use this to help me write an equation? Well, an equation, we usually write y equals mx plus b. You guys remember that? Well, the m is our slope. Look, I have my slope. So y equals, and then my slope we said was 2. So I'm going to plug that 2 in there. I'm going to keep my x. And you're like, this b, what is this b, miss? The b is the y-intercept. Miss, I can't put 0, 3 in an equation. You're right, you cannot. So what I'm just going to take is that y value. And the y value is the 3. Okay, so this is your x, and this is your y. So I'm going to take that y, that 3, I'm going to put it in for b, and this is now the equation. If I type this in my graph, and I hit Control T, I would get a table that would match these values.